Hello, lovely people. Today I am playing on my PlayStation. I am on the US server, and it has recently come to my attention that Cheetah is harboring some very interesting furniture items that I would like to get for my Woman of Super so I can put them in her Sunstone base. So today we're going to grab every item that Cheetah has that is Sunstone, and we're going to chuck it in the Sunstone base that we have for Woman of Super and see what they look like. Because you can look at something in the vendor.
Trophies, baubles, anything you want. I have connections.
But until you put it in your base, do you really know whether it's any good? No. Yes. Sometimes. Maybe. So we're going to grab them all. You can see them listed here. I don't know how long they're going to be there, if they're permanent or what, but we're grabbing every single one and we're going to have a look. So, floor, ceiling, shards for the floor, shards for the ceiling. We have them all! All of the sunstony type things. So let's collect them all. Sunstone crystals for floor and ceiling. Sunstone shards for floor and ceiling. Sunstone crystal mass, floor and ceiling. Sunstone crystal chunk for floor and ceiling. Who could have seen that coming? We've got a crystal column for the floor and the ceiling. We have Sunstone Crystal Wall Chunk, Sunstone Crystal Slab, Sunstone Crystal Crag for the ceiling and the floor, Sunstone Crystal Remnants for the floor, and Sunstone Crystal Fragments for the floor, and then I assume 2 for the ceiling, Remnants Ceiling, Fragments Ceiling. We've got Sunstone Crystal Pillar for the ceiling, Sunstone Crystal Protrusion for the floor and for the ceiling. Let's go see what they look like, shall we? Of course we shall. This is her base. Let's get right into decorator mode and see what all of these look like and work out what is best. Let's find a good space to do it in. Do we have space here? We do have space here. All right. Got a nice ceiling. Let's start up here. Crystal chunk. Oh, wow. It sticks out a lot more than I was expecting it to. Cool. All right. Then we've got a column. I mean, I was expecting the column to go vertically, not on the diagonal, and also not to look exactly the same as the other one, almost. But I mean, they do join up quite nicely together, so that's handy. Then we've got Sunstone Crystal Crag. Oh, I like that. I like the little tiny chunk bits that look like they've got broken pieces, or at least that they're close to the surface, like higher up I would think these are. I like these. These. It looks good on both sides too. If you connect it over here where there's actually that same or similar texture rather than over the gap, that actually works all right. I will say it's slightly a different color. It's slightly more dark than what is in the base, but it's not that bad. Then we've got fragments. Oh, that's tiny. How does that look next to these? Little tiny one. Oh, that's not too bad. That's all right. I like that. It says fragment. It is a fragment. Then we've got the Sunstone Crystal Mass, which is quite big as well. It lines up with these ones. It's just a different shape, which, you know, fair enough. The only one I have qualms about so far is column. I feel a column should be a column and not another diagonal type of shard. But I like putting these together. I think that looks quite cool. And we've got Sunstone Pillar for the ceiling. See, this is massive. That makes a little more sense to me because it has a flat base. But I will say it can't connect to the floor, and I wish it could. It looks a little silly. It has to fit in a specific space, I'm guessing, not this space. What if we go down a level? Is this space more accurate so it hits the ground as well? No. Why does it stick up so high? I'm guessing that you're supposed to take the floor pillar and join them together. So I'm going to put it up here, and we'll see if we can make the floor pillar connect with it from that section there and make them overlap, because I feel like maybe that's what they're going for. So we'll leave it as is for the moment. Then we have a crystal protrusion. Oh, it's the same but shorter. Maybe that is also supposed to connect. Maybe we put the protrusion at the bottom here, and then we put the pillar under this one. We'll find out. I dislike the flatness of them at the bottom without connecting to something, but I do feel like it's probably meant to connect with the other pieces. So we will try that. We've got Sunstone Crystal Remnants. So this looks similar to the fragmentation one over here. So let's come over here. Yeah, it's just a larger piece. I actually prefer this piece because they look a little sharper. The other ones look a little more chunky and blunt, so I prefer this one. It's nice. And these all look good from basically every angle, which is nice too. Some items, furniture items I've seen have quite unattractive backs that I'd like to hide against a wall. But these ones are good. Sunstone Crystals Ceiling. So that looks, I was going to say looks very similar to the others and probably can join, but it is not. It is a different angle, much more sharp. What was this one called again? Sunstone Crystals for the ceiling. I dislike this one. I feel like it can't join up with the others without looking misplaced because the angle is different. I wish the angle was the same. I don't mind so much that they're more sharp or flatter on the bottom or anything like that, but the angle being different bothers me. You can't stack them as well. And last one for the ceiling, Sunstone Crystal. Last one for the ceiling is the Sunstone Shards, which is like a small, sharp version on the same angle as these. I like it. I like that one too. It's got its uses. But all of these I feel like I'm going to need like 50 of, so that like 50 of each, you know, so that I can layer them up and make it look really compacted with a whole bunch of them. It's going to be fun. But yeah, I'm disappointed with this one. I don't think I would get more of this one at all. That is the Sunstone Crystals. So if you're looking to get ones that all line up together so you can overlap them, don't grab this one. It doesn't work. I'm sure there are other ways that it would work, but for my purposes, it's not very appropriate. Anyway, I wonder if it lines up with these. Because I feel these are on a different angle too. No, it doesn't. It doesn't line up with those either. It's on a different angle. No, I don't like this piece at all. It doesn't have any use for me. Disappointed. All right, let's have a look at the ground pieces since we need them to connect. Sunstone Crystal Chunk. Ooh, I like it. That is a nice chunk. Very cool. I feel like I should make it face the other way. Look at the sunset. Oh, it's so pretty. Face this way to match the ones behind it. Oh yeah, this will work into this base beautifully. All right, what else do we have? We've got a Sunstone Crystal Column. Hopefully, I'm hoping all of these can overlap with each other. Yes, they can. So I'm suspecting it's going to be very similar to the ceiling in that we can get a bunch of them and that they can probably interact with each other quite well and make a really large chunk in the end. But I'm curious if there's going to be that one that doesn't match. But this is good. It looks good from all angles again, as they do. I will say, I wish they didn't have the snow for the floor. I understand why they do, but I wish they didn't. Because I would like to use ice rather than snow. I wonder if when it gets to Christmas, I'll be able to put ice down and it will cover it. Maybe I'll use snow in the end. I don't know. But yeah, see, but I do wonder if maybe it would look really stupid if it had no snow at all and you just put it straight on the surface. So it's probably a good thing that it's there, but it's just something I look at and go, I wish that wasn't there. Oh, the crag. I will say, I like the crag more than I like these sunstone shards and columns and things because this looks like it's more coming from the environment. So not that I dislike these. I like them. I like them a lot. But I like this more. I feel like I'm going to find good places for that one that will make sense. On this, especially since there's an outdoor area here. I think this will go well out here. So, yeah. I'm really happy with the crags. What's next? Sunstone crystal fragments. So, yep, a nice small one that we can put up against here too. This reminds me of when I'm organizing ice pieces from Christmas. Make them all look nice. Sunstone crystal mass for the floor. Another one that will overlap. This one's quite a bit skinnier than the other two, but it looks good. It does. They look great together. Man, I'm going to need so many. I'm going to need so many. And they all angle nicely with each other so far. Let's see how we go. Sunstone crystal plates. Now, I have this on quite a few of my other consoles. I think I have it both on Xbox and on Switch. It's a really good piece to kind of bring stuff together and put a stop to the snow. So you can put it on the edge, obviously, of where your snow finishes. And it looks like a natural finish because it looks like it's kind of got rock at the end there where the snow would cling to, but not to your floor. So I like this piece quite a bit, and I'm quite happy with it. I wish they had that for the ceiling, but fine. I understand why they don't, but I still wish they did. Okay, we're up to the protrusion. Okay, so I'm hoping, everybody cross your fingers, and let's hope this protrusion combines these two together well enough that it looks like one piece. Because, oh, it doesn't line up, does it? Wait. My angle is wrong for one. That's my angle that I want, but no. No! Oh, I'm so sad. This does not work. It is wrong. It doesn't line up with it. I'm so upset. I mean, I could put it in there and cheat it and hope no one notices, but I will know, and it will bother me. I don't like this. No. I'm hoping the other one lines up, but I will say, I feel like all four of these should function together. These two clearly look like they could go together, but the problem is, they're so far apart. Is there a place where they would be closer together? I don't know, but for the moment, I will say it does look like they line up. But that's just using a guess because I obviously can't actually line them up with each other. But it does look like the shape is similar. If you have a look here, there's a protrusion in the same location at the front on this one and this one. And this bit here as well seems to protrude same here. But I won't know. I won't be able to know. Anyway, I need to get over it. I'm not over it. I'm annoyed because I will probably use this to combine those two. And I'll probably use the next one to combine that one. But I'm irritated that it's not a perfect match. Okay, we've got remnants next, so that would be similar to the fragments over here. Sunstone crystal remnants. Beautiful. I like the remnants. They're good. They're a little more sharp. They look good. I'm happy with this. I think these pieces are going to work well in here, and I think I need a lot more. Sunstone crystal slab. Oh, I like that. Where I want that. I want to put that over here with these, so we can have a look at them near each other. Here is the sunstone crystal slab. I will say I wish that it was a little more full and didn't have this gap here. Because I feel if you were going to try to overlap them all together, that's a little bit of extra work. You're going to have to put this section in all of these sections and line them up that way, and I wish I didn't have to. But I do like it. I think it's nice, and I like that it's lifted off the ground a little bit. It does look like something I'm going to be able to clip through other things to make it work well. Yeah. Yep, I'm happy with that piece. Ooh, this could work too. Oh, that's going to be fun. I'm going to need so much. I'm going to need so much, guys. This character, all she's going to do is spend her source marks here. But I'm happy. They're cool. All right. Please, please. Yep. Crystal. Why is it called a wall chunk if it goes on the ground? All right. Sunstone crystal wall chunk. Let's have a look. Oh, I see. Because it's meant to be like a partition. A wall. It is too short. That is too short. That's like shorter than my amenities. That is not a wall. That's a fence, guys. Fence. I like it, but I do feel if they're going to call something a wall, make a wall. Not a little fence. But it is pretty. It is not the same angle as these, though, so it won't be something I connect to there. Oh, actually, I take it back. That looks intentional. Like, this was the way they were in nature and someone's fixed it. You know what? I don't mind it. I'm okay with this. It looks good. Okay. I don't hate it, but I wish it was called a fence and not a wall, because I feel like walls are a particular height. Fences can be low. You know, you can have a small white picket fence or something. You don't need it to be high, but a wall needs to be high. Okay, I'm done. All right, Sunstone Crystal's floor. This is the weird angle one, isn't it? Yeah. No. I don't like it. I don't like these ones. I feel that the angle is wrong and it doesn't combine with anything else well. On its own, it looks nice. It's a nice piece, but I'm not going to be able to combine it with other pieces very well. It's going to have to kind of stand alone, I think, or have another piece of itself to go with it to try and make it work. I'm not happy with it. I'm probably going to grab another one of it and another one of the ceiling one that I dislike and use them behind a bed head. And just make like a display of them behind the bed head, and that'll be it. And I'll never put them through the base again. And the only reason I will do that is so that I have a use for them where you won't notice that it doesn't match everything else. I dislike it. Not a fan of those ones. Sunstone, oh, that's the lamp. Okay, Sunstone shards for the floor. Let's have a look at that one. That should be the same angle as these. It should be a nice sharp piece. Yes, it is. And yes, it is the same angle, and it will have its uses. I'm fine with this one. I will say it's quite small. It looks like they may have shrunk down something that they made bigger just because the texture doesn't... Texture.
Aw, is someone forgetting how to English again?
Just because the texture doesn't look like it matches the others, it looks like it's more detailed, which is not a bad thing, but it does look like it has been shrunken down, I think, and was made a bit larger than this originally. But it works perfectly fine. I like it. I probably won't have heaps of it just because of how much it costs and how little space it takes up, where I'll probably use the bigger ones. But for a little bit of detail at the front there, so that it's got, you know, I don't know, a little bit extra, I will use that. That's all right. I don't mind that one. I like it better than that one. You know. So wait, is there no piece that goes with this? All right, so apparently there is no crystal pillar for the floor. So this I have to line it up with this. That's all there is to it, and be sad. That's what life is now. I don't like that at all. I'm really disappointed. I would have thought that I'd have a piece that I could line up with it, even if it overlapped a whole bunch because it was just as big. This sucks. I hate this. I have also just realized that my bank used to be sitting here. Was there not an amenity circle right here? And if so, why is it gone? And why did my amenities suddenly end up, or rather, why did my bank suddenly end up here? A location I would never have put it, and I have just moved it so that it's in here instead. But what happened? Why is my amenity space gone? I liked it there. There was a method to my madness. My bank is always near my mailbox, and now it's not going to be. I'm going to have to swap it with the broker, potentially? I don't know. But what's up with that, DC? Why are you doing that to my base? I wonder if the armories are visible in this base yet, because now I'm annoyed. I'm quite annoyed. And I want to bring my armories over and see if they're functioning now or not. Anyway, let's test and see if there's any pieces for the wall. There is not. This is all of the pieces we get. Well, I don't hate... The majority of these I like. This collection over here, I love all of those. And this collection up here, love all of those. And the crag, dislike this. Irritated by these, very much so. And dislike this one, because they don't line up with each other. But there's a good chunk here that I do like, and hopefully if you were looking to see what Sunstone pieces looked like so that you can put them in your awesome new Sunstone base, or potentially a different base to make it look Sunstoney, now you know what they look like and whether they're worth getting or not. You may disagree with me, which is fine. You can be wrong. I don't mind. But now you know what they look like. I'm now going to actually also do an armory check. So let's get out of here. I'll go to my original base and we'll pick up our armories and we'll see if we can move them across and whether we can see them or not. All right, let's get out of here. We'll put our bases in place and see if they work, because I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I'm a little disappointed. I'm sad that so many of the items don't really work very well. And can't really combine with each other because it's something I do frequently. I'm irritated that my position over here for my bank is gone because I put things together specifically for a reason, and now I will probably have to adjust a lot of it because I don't like the idea that I've got, like, I like that these look similar, the broker and the mailbox, but I go mailbox, bank, mailbox, bank, mailbox, bank, and here that was fine because they were, you know, in because they were in close proximity to one another, but now they no longer are, and I hate it. Also, this means we've lost a location, but I don't know that we've gained one unless that balcony one is a gain and was not previously there. Maybe this is new. But I'm disappointed. Anyway, let's put our armories in place and see if we can see them. Can't see a single thing, guys. They're invisible still. So they did something to irritate me and mess up the way that I had my amenities put in place, but they haven't fixed a problem that is actually bothering people. Why? Why is this? I'm with an update that's just occurred as well. I'm sad. I don't like this. I'm very disappointed. I thought this was going to be really, really fun, and I will say some of it was fun, but finding out as I'm doing this that I'm missing some things is frustrating. That I'm now missing a location for an amenity that I really liked having there. This area was nice, and now it's gone. And my armories are still not fixed. I can't see what they are at all. Hate it. I hate it. Ugh. See, if we could actually get a sunstone wall, I wouldn't have to use these House of Legend doors to make my wall up here. I'm actually planning, I'll probably use a different wall. But for the moment, that's what I have, so... I mean, spring did just hit. I wonder if there's a spring wall that will look appropriate. I don't know. Yes, this is a different day. But I arranged a bunch of the sunstone stuff so I don't hate it quite as much as I did before. So let's go have a look what I've done. Over here, I have grabbed a couple of these pieces that I really didn't like, and I grabbed the stepping stones that you can get from the spring event, and I thought it would be handy so that it looks like it's a platform that's intentionally placed here for you to walk up and stand on and look out over the ocean. So I hope that kind of works. I like it. There's two pieces here. And then there's a piece down here to make that risen slightly more. And then obviously I've put some shards across the sides. I don't remember what every single piece is called, but put some around the outside to block it off a little bit as well. It's just a disappointing thing that I can't put any furniture up here, because I would like to have maybe put a seat and a table or something that looks like it's an intentional area for someone to sit. But it works for the moment. Then up here is where I have put these pieces that I hate. I have overlapped two of them together, and I've done the same thing in this corner here. Mostly just because I'm stuck with them, and I wanted them out of the way, but to look like, you know, they belong. So they're out of the way, they look like they belong in here, I just don't like how flat they are, how it looks like they're cut off, and there's no way for me to connect them to something to the ground without it looking disjointed. Then most of what I've done after that is up here. So this is her bedroom. I have used the pieces that are at the angle that doesn't match the rest of them all around my armories. Even though you can't see my armories, they are there. There is armor in there, I promise. And I've also put a sunstone piece across the floor here to make it look like it's all encased or stuck in position inside of this cave. And I put a whole bunch around the corner here. Then the idea with the rest of them, I was trying to make it look like I could remove those walls behind and this would still look like a room that's enclosed. I'm not 100% finished yet, which is why those walls are still present. But once I have put enough in that I think it will look more like a wall and block everything else off, all those walls around the outside are going to come down. And then I will have a bedroom that looks like it's surrounded by sunstone. Hopefully. If I do it right. I also grabbed two of the little rock pools that you can get from the vendor for spring as well, when I grabbed the stepping stools, just because they match the sunstone lamps that are in here that are that blue, and I thought they looked quite pretty, so I've put them in here as well. And I put this at the foot of the bed. I think my plan long term with this is that I'm going to replace the bed with hopefully a blue mystical, maybe a white mystical, and then I want to put as much sunstone around it to look like it's inbuilt into the stone. So I don't want to see a bed head, I don't want to see the underneath of the bed, I just want to see maybe the top and the pieces coming up that are meant to be wooden, but I'm hoping I can make it look like ice or like sunstone. So I'm not there yet, but I've done enough that I'm quite happy with it, and I feel like this room, at least, looks cool. So if you're looking to use some of those sunstone items that you can currently get at the vendor in the quarters at the House of Legends, they're kind of cool. You can work with them and certainly make them look pretty good. I don't hate this. I think it looks good. I'm really looking forward to when I've done enough to remove the wall. So none of these doors will be here, and it will just be the sunstones. Anyway, let's pop her to bed. She's had a very busy day arranging furniture. And I'll say bye, guys.